a very one-sided victory for Phoenix1, who are also, favored to win the matchup. They're, much higher rated, and we'll see though, because game 2 is all new playing ground here. Phoenix1 coming in with a 1-game lead to the series, and a couple more bans aimed at Meteos. Olaf off the table, Elise follows up, same things.
Phase 2, Zach, and just keep going. Last one here for Phoenix1 in ban phase 1.
Yeah, I still do like returning to that same style though, as far as Immortals, double banning Meteos. People might see like, oh, why don't you, drop the Shen ban and triple ban them? Especially since Zig in the top side, it doesn't seem to be a huge takeaway banning Shen from him, but it definitely does remove an extra option. Nautilus does come out, so that won't be available for Flame. They know that they've got a high priority there.
Lulu as well. We will continue to try and pick that up as much as possible. We did see Stunt have it last game, saving Arrow.
I like the hover over here, just being like, oh, can we just play in Italy? Oh, what about these other champions? eh? Let's see though. Zig, blind picking is very good for Rumble. I don't see a huge reason to do it here. I guess the Shen and Nautilus are both banned out, so the top tanks are slowly losing value. Karma, okay, so this, if you're taking Karma now, it shows me that they want to see the next 2 picks for Immortals first, before they lock in that other first round counter, because I wouldn't expect Immortals to run a mid lane Karma or anything and try and take it away. However, Phoenix1 definitely don't want to drop below to the second ban phase, where then Karma does get banned out.
Comfort pick.
And they return to the Jace, probably 95% for Ryu in mid lane. Worked out pretty well for him the first time around.
Yeah, keeps him safe. Nice shot blast from the Fog of War. And they did prioritize the flash on Pole Belter for what would have been first blood if there wasn't an invade.
Yeah, one of the biggest things for game number 1 was just really crisp fundamentals from Phoenix1. And that's why it seemed like such a relaxed game from their perspective. They repeat gank on people who have their flashes blown. They set up their wards for the expected invades. They get their counter dives down, collapsing at appropriate times, and with enough of those counters, they were able to get the big enough gold lead to really steamroll this one ahead. CF Immortals, though, take a different tact. They have been able to lock in that Rumble.
Yeah.
For Flame on the top side.
Banned out last game, so we will see that. A little more objective control coming in from them this time around. And we'll see what Phoenix1 rounds out phase 1 with. Being one of those ADCs. Jungles that he picked up? Oh, that's right, yeah. That makes more sense.
Yeah, because of the 2 bans at Meteos,
right,
again, and they don't want him to get pushed out of his top 3. Interesting to turn the bans then back around onto Dardoch. Yeah, Lee Sin is definitely one of the other junglers that can punish Zac early and create a lot of plays. Also, Dardoch, just specifically on that champion, always looks like he gets a boost of confidence and plays quite well on it. So maybe attacking some of his Dardoch's comfort in return, because he may be a little bit tilted or off kilter from the first loss, then going to take away some of those things where he usually can really rely on feeling comfortable on. Is actually an interesting way to go about it. And they're kind of daring him in this case to go back to the Rengar, it looks like. They're like, oh yeah, you know what happened the first time around. Here, go ahead.
Kled banned out for...
Whoa! It's like the only team in the world that will see Kled. Well, the only team in the North American LCS.
It's gotta feel good to have somebody like that in the top lane, though. You can draw these types of bans. Phoenix1 has a little bit more flavor and room to play with and pick some bans here. Callista could be going back in the hands of Arrow. Felt pretty comfortable on that, and also pushed back basically in the same position coming into game 2 here for 80 carries. Yeah, basically it's shaping up to be... Oh, yes, we get some spice. He did hover it last time.
Yeah.
He's pretty happy with the Draven lock-in for Arrow.
Oh man, this is gonna make it a lot more exciting because there is huge potential to snowball off of Draven. Everybody wants to gank a Draven, whether it's your team trying to get him ahead to cash in, or it's the enemy team trying to cut his adoration stacks in half. And that might draw some more attention down there.
There it is. Does go for the Rengar. It's the choice that's gonna sit up top anyways, so Dardoch is going to put the play in on the cat, and what will it be?
I like this, actually. Because they already have a lot of magic damage locked in, they won't be, heavy towards the attack damage side. And Talon could roam down and be one of the extra people to participate in killing Draven. I'm a little bit sad that they shied away from it. Pobelter didn't have the greatest of LCS experiences with Talon quite yet, but the Orianna is a much more safe route for them. Plus, you can have that Rengar Orianna shockwave delivery system. Ooh, maybe a flex here as far as the Jace is concerned.
That'd be a lot of damage on one team. Wow. I'm all in for it. You got Zach, Meteos on the tank. They lock in the Ahri. Zig taking the Jace to the top lane.
All right. Even though we haven't seen a lot of recent top lane Jace, and one of the reasons why teams moved away from it was because at the time, all junglers were carry junglers. And if you had a Jace on the top side, it meant not only were you probably AD focused, but you also were momentum based, and you had to play the early game super strong, and you had to keep up the pressure, split pushing and hitting turret after turret after turret. This time around, though, Phoenix1, because Meteos is on Zach, they don't have those same sorts of pressure because, as I said, Zach is a pretty strong scaling tank, long-range engage, and can add that extra flexibility to the overall team comp. And then you still get the benefits of Jace in lane to try and punish this Rumble. We'll see if that really makes things interesting, though, because now you've got a Jace Rumble lane up top that you want to visit, but also a Draven in the game, which are kind of counterintuitive. Two different sides of the map. We'll see how the junglers split their time.
All right, hashtag IMT1, hashtag P1 win. Looks like it's going to be a pretty messy game, champions on the floor-wise here. A lot of aggression could come from both teams. Very early game for P1 last time allowed them to carry it all the way through. Taking those flashes down, making sure Immortals could not get back into the game. We'll see how it happens coming into game 2. Can Immortals reset, refresh, and bring us into a game 3? We will see as we are on the Rift.
All right, round 2. Very similar team compositions. Definitely a few more tweaks on the Immortals side, and some surprise flexes at the end for Phoenix1. But the jungler matchup remains the same, and that was definitely a decent factor in the early game. We'll probably see some more caution from Dardoch this time around, saving his blast cones for a time when they're really needed.
Very tricky. Are you a plant clearer as you go in and try and deny plants? It's always a good.
Yeah, so it depends on where the plant is. If that is a plant around a play you're trying to create at the moment, definitely want to keep that one around. However, if I'm counter jungling and I just took a, say their Gromp or something, then on my way out, I'll for sure pop any of their plants that they have. Anytime the enemy has a Scrying Bloom on their side, you always want to pop that one so they don't get the free vision clear. But the blast cones as well, especially ones like just above here, above arrow on this blue side, that can be used for the enemy jungler to gank your lane sometimes. So if you go counter jungle, pop it on your way out.
I'm always a fan of popping the honey plants in the river, making sure junglers can't get.
They're like bubble wrap. Pop them all.
Pop them all. Feed the scuttle. Feel good about.
That's why I like the plants so much. Riv brings back my childhood. Bubble wrap times. All right, we did get a little bit of help from Pobelter there on the Raptors. Meteos starting on his red here with Zach. Sometimes can be a little bit sketchy.
No, he looks fine.
As far as jungle invades, remember we always have to caution. Zach will get low, and so he has to take these more cautionary routes. You see Meteos immediately after that goes back to the opposite side, uses his blast cone. So if there was any sort of, sketchy stuff going on, he would take the safer route around. Now he's made it back over to farming, which is what Zach wants to do in the early game, though.
Nice dodge. First bit of aggression from Cody, Son, and Ole. We'll see once Arrow gets these stacked up, how much they control the lane. Yeah, two's equally matched, so no quick aggression to start off. Ole with nice brush control right now. Stunt actually went up for a pretty early ward. Make sure Dardoch wasn't trying anything funny.
Dardoch actually going with that red quadrant clear that we've seen quite a lot recently. With the back onto Rengar, he is poised to make a move on the top side now. If you go for a gank up there now, you won't have to worry about being counter jungled on the opposite side. Yellow ping went down just now, by the way. I'm going to 99% assume that was an Immortals yellow ping. Pinging out the start for Meteos, so that they have concluded, due to the arrival in lanes, that he started on the red side. Also, the early game Zach, pretty much the only thing you have to be worried about is if he's sitting in a brush right next to one of his laners and gets a slingshot off from there. Otherwise, pretty early on in the game, he's fairly harmless.
More of a nuisance.
Yeah, that's why Meteos just wants to farm it out. Some extra levels there. And head back to full clear the rest of his camps. And the other reason is that you don't see Zach contesting Scuttle Crabs very often. Because it is kind of risky for that reason. And even if it's only your passive being blown and like your laners can come save you, you definitely want to have that passive early on for going for one of those first blood games or more risky skirmishes. So he doesn't risk that. Dardoch finally now making his way into the enemy jungle, onto that top side, as expected, using the cones and scryers appropriately, sees Meteos recalling.
Wow, 100 stacks right now on Arrow. Yeah, mid lane love coming in, charm over to Dardoch. He cannot start things off, but it looks like he is not hesitating to do so here in the early game.
And Ryu, that's one of the drawbacks of popping those plants constantly, is that when you pop one of those Scryer orbs, the enemy team also knows because they can see the little fairy dust flying around. So Ryu can back off and not in a whole lot of danger there for that little pass through.
There we go. Pobelter can be aggressive again. Scryer's Bloom hit by Dardoch on the bot side, but he still backs off with no mana. The route of Meteos was basically pinged out towards the bottom side. So Dardoch looks like he's hugging around the scuttle right now until a little bit of an invade here.
Yeah, the little baby invades. He's keeping track of Meteos, scouting him out again. Both Scuttle Crabs do go over to the Rengar in that situation.
Good ward by Meteos.
Bottom lane is recalled, so this invade should, be able to accomplish something. I guess they're going to back off just due to the ward. They don't have a lot of deep vision. Also, you want to play a little bit more cautiously after what went wrong last time, so not going to be able to get anything off there. Also, if you do go for that invade and you use your bottom lane, the drawback is your bottom lane doesn't get off their recall and get back to lane on time. And not matching against the Draven is really bad, because Draven right now with the serrated Dirk pickup is incredibly threatening, even though it's super early on. That flat armor penetration that you get from lethality, even at the early stages where it doesn't really ramp up, can be a big difference. A Cull tier Ezreal cannot really stand up to...
Give me 10 minutes.
Draven, yeah.
Give me 10 minutes to build up here. A little pressure for Meteos, making sure he's keeping tabs on IMT here as he realized they had a bit of an upper hand getting into the jungle there with some deep wards. Actually, they're going to double pressure mid here as bottom is being double pressured. So only top lane really for Immortals here with the aggression.
And most of the very, very small gold lead for Immortals is coming a bit from the jungle farm for Dardoch there, who got both scuttles and has a little bit more control early as Rengar, who, by the way, actually is level 6 now and currently looking top, but sitting on a ward.
Yeah, double ward, doubly seen. Ryu trying to make the same path.
Once again, the collapses from Phoenix1.
Not a 6 just yet for Meteos. That would definitely be a dead Dardoch if it was. They still come up with the kill though. First kill going over to Zig
honestly, just like we said in the intro, the fundamentals from Phoenix1. They have defensive vision. Now, actually, Flame returns to the middle of the lane.
Why not?
Phoenix1
so hard
low,
here. Very, very low. He should be all right as he gets himself out. Pops the potion. I think they expected to play a little bit more off of Meteos going into passive, Zig getting the kill, but he turned right on Zig and said, okay.
You gotta be careful with those, especially against Rumble, yeah. Definitely could turn that around. But again, yeah, these are the collapses that we talked about from Phoenix1. Arrow goes for the flash there. Able to get Dardock extremely low, and they take him down. Zig walked, the reason he's so low is because he had to walk over the ultimate from Rumble, then back over it. And took quite a lot of health there with the hot coal walk.
It's gotta be, it's all mental. Just gotta have it in your head. He does teleport back to lane, Hex Drinker. Make that top battle a little more in his favor, but still pretty annoying. Junglers quite even in their CS throughout. Meteos having a bit better of a time as he approaches the lanes here.
Yeah, I mean, Meteos having the time of his life. He's just playing reactive, farming his Zac. Literally as soon as the enemy jungler is seen on a ward, instant collapse from the solo laners of Phoenix1. Last game, instant collapse from the bottom lane of Phoenix1. The communication is very, very quick for the team, and the action is very quick for Phoenix1 as well. And that's what's making life so easy for him.
Yeah.
His jungle is protected so well.
He's doing a lot, but he doesn't have to do much. It's all just kind of working in his favor.
Well, we always say jungling's a team game. You got to give credit to your teammates when they're helping you out. Dardock again is top, but not going to be able to make anything happen as Zig is hugging the turret.
Over control ward. So we'll be seen out for the moment. Anything they're trying to create here in the mid lane, snuffed out for the moment. Zig can do the same as well. Quick 3-shot, back to lane for everybody. This kill only onto Zig so far to start things off. A little bit quieter of an early game here. Dardock would probably love to get things going a little faster. Kind of relegated now to farming out and helping the lanes.
Yep. Ooh. Oh, early flash here from Olay. Does not want to get locked up, I guess. Very scared of the follow-up from Meteos. If he gets snared, he could land the slingshots. Interesting dragon while your bottom laner is gone and your mid laner is currently recalling. But since Olay won that vision war, it seems to go unpunished. Dardock is still top side, and the importance of winning that vision war as a support is shown. Here comes the bottom lane though again. Too late, maybe. They should not have been able to do that. But maybe they...
Wait, Stunt made it out? He's gonna flash? I was gonna say Stunt didn't need to stay as long, and then I thought Meteos was gonna die. But Immortals pull out a lane. It was farmed already, so they were just trying to see if they could grab the dragon. Oh, Stunt. Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
He definitely needed to flash that. Now Arrow is by himself, no support. Oh, Stunt
right
got too close.
Stunt, shield, he gets taken down. He was right by the brush, giving Dardock an easier gank. True Shot Barrage goes through. He's going to live without just about 100 HP here. He'll be able to walk it out. Adrenaline gets him the distance he needs. Is there a cleanup kill coming in here from Ryu? Will he be able to
teleport.
One with Meteos?
No teleport, so this would just be Meteos and Ryu making it happen if they actually are able to do it.
Belter hesitating on a roam. He looks like he's going to stay mid and try to farm out this turret. If the team can keep P1 at bay, it looks like that's what the call has been. And they draw Ryu back to mid lane.
Yeah. Belter, every time Ryu does roam, Belter has been increasing the CS lead. He worked a little bit of the lead up for himself, but then Ryu's been the one roaming super quickly as soon as there's any need for mid lane pressure, and so he's been the one arriving first. The CS lead isn't ginormous, but it is definitely there. So as much as people will be like, oh yeah, Belter's never leaving lane, at least he is getting those CS when Ryu leaves first.
This little hop over and flop by Meteos to keep the minion wave pushed up. They should be able to deny a bit of CS here as Arrow clears it. Small things to help. Dardock top, and a lot of vision towards that bot side of the map. Looks like they may want to try to get something going in the next few minutes here, besides a Drake, since that was taken recently. They may get a Meteos dive. Going back. Dardock just came out of base, now going back to buy once again. Looks like he's finished up his item. Makes sense. Good choice. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Haunting guys coming into the top lane. All the items that spell something of a teleport play. Equalizer, the next dragon. Things can be big.
Yep. The other things that may signal a teleport play. Blue pings down onto their ward. It's about to expire. Oh, it's gone. No more teleport play. Unlucky. Rengar is coming down. Also was seen by a ward. If you just saw it on their screen there.
Oh yeah.
The vision that's toggled, that lane ward that's red for Phoenix1 saw Dardoch come up the lane. It's just the fundamentals once again for Phoenix1. They're like, we're playing against Rengar. He could go for lane gank on bottom. We have a lane ward super deep. That's going to allow them to play defensively and at least back off so they don't get killed. Maybe the tower gets pushed down. Nice ult from Arrow, though, to clean up the minion wave.
Enough time to set themselves up for a possible re-engage. Back off from Flame as well, seeing if he has to teleport down to a possible fight. Zig returns to lane, so he knows he can as well.
Pop.
And everything fizzles out for this one. Dardoch will pick up red.
A lot of pings here from Immortals as they've got the Zac ward, basically. And sees the shot that he usually will try an elastic slingshot from.
It's a good adjustment.
It's actually kind of troll because Meteos thinks that control word makes him... All right, here comes Dardoch for the counter.
Right to the back line, stunt almost going down. He can't do too much more to shield. Our shift forward from Cody's-son. Flame teleports in. This means the turret is definitely going down. Dardoch, one more turret shot, and it was heated up. Takes him down from about 350 HP. And they are going to be able to finalize the kills. A 1v1 in mid lane. Ryu Pobelter toe-to-toe. Spear rushes away. Flashes forward. Sombrero, but it's the kill coming in from Ryu as Pobelter tries to fake him out on an orb that would have been thrown to the bot side. Ryu holds the spell and has it for the face-to-face combat.
Yeah, that was super cool looking. But Ryu is in the end already had the health lead there and able to outplay him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pobelter tried to make the move there. Definitely looked pretty cool. In the end, though, Phoenix1 do get the outer turret on the top side as Zig did not make his move down bottom. Once again, though, since we have been giving so much credit to Phoenix1 setting up plays, I want to give credit here to the Immortals side because that ward placed on that up outer side there by Zac, yeah, is just out of range of this control ward behind the little shadow here. And that's what allows Immortals to get such a good counter gank off here, which has been what Phoenix1 have been using to get their lead so far in this series. Here's the look, Flame also teleports down, Dardoch goes in, gets that extra kill, and even though he gets low in the turret and low enough for Meteos to kill him, that means Meteos' passive is gone, plus they also get an even kill there. This is one of the reasons why Pobelter hasn't been trying to answer the roams, by the way. Hard to answer roams of the assassin. He's out of mana, so unfortunately for Pobelter there, he's not able to finish off and capitalize on his flash ultimate with Orianna. Did hit it though?
Yeah, he hit it. Did hit it. Hurts to not have dissonance after you use the ultimate. That's like the great follow-up damage in auto attacks. But Ryu, all that AoE able to just pile it on, and we'll get him back into the mid lane now. Blue buff for Pobelter. Ryu standing tall, 101.
Also, you gotta think that flash could be used for running away. He's going for the big flashy play there to try and turn it around and sombrero him and pa-pa with the big burst.
I like it.
But the simpler uses sometimes are the best. Flashing away from one of the abilities of Ryu, maybe to gain distance and try to live another day. In the end, though,
we're all glad he used it.
It's more about the current state of the game. As this is a turret trade, by the way. This isn't just an Immortals take on top side. They do have 3 members here, and they're taking it down. But Zig on the bottom side, doing work with the Jace. They have vision. See if he gets out. Whoa, top side.
That's going to be a deleted Ole. True Shot Barrage was flying down to the bot side to make sure they clear it off, as well as control Zig. They get a kill that they were not expecting. And now P1 look to make something else happen on the mid side. They do see that Dardoch is here. Could get around to the back, although his ult is down now.
Like that hesitation there from Dardoch. Wants to err on the side of caution. Instead of killing that ward, he knew he was outnumbered down there. And didn't want to be the victim of a Zac elastic slingshot or anything over the wall. When you do clear out those wards that have the X over them and are currently turned off, you'll give away a little bit of vision to let them know who's destroying the ward. So He backs off, plays a little bit safer, lets the range champion kill it instead.
Help towards the top side, finally getting that Cloud Drake back up. Immortals have a little bit of room for themselves. Cobalt has been able to farm the mid lane. Is usually keeping Ryu pushed in a little bit. Go ahead and grab this. Not too hard. Flame in the bot lane pushing up nicely. They may actually be able to get a kill as they exit this. If P1 goes to aggro, they don't have the vision though to really do so. Just what could.
Yeah, I mean, Immortals got a lot of momentum here for the mid game with that bottom lane play when they were the ones who finally got to set up a really good counter initiation on the bottom side of the map, and they've been using that quite well. Cloud Drake will help with the Dardoch Rengar initiation, which is a huge part of their team. This is not just a normal Rengar, oh, jump into the team. It's a Rengar who could have a Shockwave ball on him, who could also be a giant Rengar after Lulu gives him the ultimate. And it really is such a fun combo to go after, especially for the Rengar player if you have an Orianna and a Lulu on your team.
Yeah.
Very good synergy there.
Especially with the aggression Dardoch likes to play with. Having that and having your team behind you really helps. We even heard it from him. It's one of the things he loves to hear from that. Flame back down onto Zig. Dardoch in a position to get that gank off right now as bot lane is clear. He's going to be looking for something after these Raptors and a very safe bot side to do so. Ping goes down onto Zig. Looks like mid of Immortals is going to take a breather here. See if they can get this kill on the bot side. He'll back. So the little things they're trying to do fizzle out. P1 staying safe though to make sure this Rengar does not go off.
Yeah. And while a lot of my focus is on the junglers and is on Rengar and the cool combinations you can do, slowly but surely, this Immortals bottom lane actually have a large gold lead over the Phoenix1 bottom lane. Some of that is due to a little bit of the global glow, the gold that's coming in from extra turrets, but also, never mind. Well, look at this.
There's the flash away.
Ha! See? Flash away, live another day.
There you go. He'll be back to fight. The ignite did come off. Dardoch flashes over. He goes hard. The flash from Ryu, charm in. The minions might slip him up a little bit as he won't be able to get in. The Bola just out of range.
Oh, it just wants to touch. Not close enough.
Now to the mid lane. As P1 takes aggression to the top side, they try to push a little bit towards the mid. Make sure they're not losing too much as Immortals try to gain. Oh, they should be safe. But that is quite scary. Stopping Ryu's back. Looks like P1 may actually have aggression in the mid lane still here. Interesting place for Ole to be to try to go for that kill.
Yeah. Definitely a little scary. Gonna get out with his life. Very rarely do we see supports chasing down mid laners.
You don't play with me, Kobe.
Yeah, to try and get yeah, there you go. Get the kill on the 4-level advantaged Ahri.
Yeah. But what would it have been like if he did get it? Praise.
It would be epic.
Praise.
YouTube highlight. Actually, Ryu returns here. No flash for him. His ult is back up, though, so he has some form of escape. And Dardoch might need some help if he wants to get this kill.
Ooh.
I don't know if he could solo him because Ryu does have his ult back. Yeah. Agree to... Oh! All right.
It's a good disappearing act. You see the halo or the hologram, and you're like, yes! No kill. Nothing there.
Phoenix1 able to catch a little bit up here in gold, though. Make it a very marginal gold lead with that extra turret take. They've evened up on the turrets. And it's just bottom lane standing here for Immortals, which is fairly low already. And they're bringing down Ryu as well. This is one of the lane ganks from double solo laners.
Ooh, knocks him back. Zig's gonna have to be careful. Doesn't want to walk back over the ult this time with turret damage on him. Dardoch over the wall is able to zero out Zig. Now here's a stand aside. Arrow coming in with the adrenaline rush as well. Stunt behind him as Dardoch tries to hop his way to safety. And P1 picks something up off of this. It seems like they're going to be able to get more as well for their trouble.
Yeah, they're grouping up around mid. See who they catch.
Down to Ole. Kill Ole. Kill the safety on the rest of the DPS for the team. It looks like Stunt's going to have to pull out of this one. His exhaust has already been used to keep himself safe. Meteos now tanking shots in a 3v1 as it ends up gaining the rest of the team now to help him out. and a Mantra Shield gets them to safety with Ryu's roam down mid here. Immortals is able to turn these around quite nicely.
Yeah, Cody1 dishing out a lot of damage there through the engage of Meteos, who was trying to 2v1 Flame and Ole.
Oh, the Scuttle's gonna walk him to his death. No! Go the other way, Scuttle!
Phoenix1!
No!
It's the Phoenix1 Scuttle! Oh man, that was actually a sick charm!
Was a disgusting
Holy.
charm. Ryu with a beautiful play, the flash and arcane shift to be able to shut down an Ezreal. And Meteos is gonna follow up on the fight here. Ole obviously having to help Dardoch out, but P1 is coming up with kills each time they attempt.
And Ryu with the prediction, holy moly. All right, so this is the Phoenix1 Scuttle leading Cody1 into his death. He almost got out with the flash, but dang, Ryu nagged him over the wall there. Really nice shot from him and finishes up the kill.
Big items from him. Is he actually sitting on money still? No, he just went back to buy, so 202. Very nicely done so far. That Jace pick up as well. They went through champion select with to say, hey, you might be up against a Jace again. Then they pull in the Ahri as that bottom pick to say Jace is going top. A little flex pick here from P1. Puts Ryu on something new, I should say, for game 2. And he's able to start making plays. Cody1 confident about his play with a few kills and assists he has grabbed up here. So Arcane shifting forward to try and tag on damage.
Nice counter. Ooh, swing and a miss for Pobelter on the shockwave, though. That's a crucial team fight cooldown. Let's see if that's the difference between Immortals actually going for a steal or going for a fight. They still have Rumble ultimate, they still have Rengar ultimate, so it's not like they don't have abilities, but some pretty big cooldowns were used there. And just without those, that's big enough for them to give over the dragon. I actually do agree with that call there from Immortals because Lulu ultimate is a big part about keeping the Rengar alive when he jumps in.
Yep.
And without the shockwave as well, it gets a little touch and go there. So Phoenix1 able to evade, get a Cloud Drake for themselves.
Meteos decides his health is not worth the blob. They can hit back. He was looking for it. Zig, I think Flame knows now. Zig's either just going to go under the turret at this point. He can tell Zig doesn't have anybody behind him because he's still on that opposite side. No. No, Spirit Rush, 2 more. Dardoch missed. It's all right. It happens. Sun was in his eyes. We'll try another day again. 6-5, 25 minutes in. As we said, much slower than last game. But P1 still slightly controlling the game, trying to get the fights that they want out of these side lane pushes.
Yeah, Immortals doing quite a bit better this time around.
They are.
As far as the vision moving up, though, for Phoenix1 on the bottom side, all right, Immortals going hard.
Abort. Abort. Good kill by Immortals looking for their picks. That's the team they got. And P1, now that the turrets are down, are starting to kind of walk around one by one. Immortals take control of that. Now it looks like they may have mid too.
Here comes Zach, though.
Just when you think you're in the clear, Meteos over the wall. Dardoch actually heating up that turret. Gets quite safety. And I don't think they're going to be able to go back in that aggressive now. Stunt back up in 6 seconds and Flame clearing the bot side. So good of P1 to be able to hold that turret off with less members there. Immortals looking to drop that turret. Definitely helped Dardoch's cause of trying to get in. But wards as well, necessary towards the top side.
No ultimate for Rengar here, but Dardoch's in the area. They should easily be able to chase him off here. They get the teleport out from Phoenix1, or for Phoenix1 get the teleport out from Flame here with that Baron Rush. So definitely a worthy play there to try and get the reaction. Because now you can immediately send Zig back to that bottom lane to push and try and get the minions up against the turret again and really open up this area of the map opposite of them. Looks like they're actually sending Dardoch currently to go answer Zig. He definitely cannot get a solo kill, but if he has assistance, they might be able to pull something off. That one ward Pobelter just walked over did give him away, but it also shows that Rengar is going just on the jungle camp, so Zig doesn't have to worry.
Belter with a quick clear. Ultimate's just coming up in Wild Growth and the True Shot Barrage. A little bit more safety for Immortals to approach Baron here if they do have to engage into a fight. Good timing though, as they saw Stunt back. They know they had a bit of room to get in and make sure they have at least a vision advantage, because they can't get too many back for Meteos there to see him coming in.
That pressure taking its toll though, and Zig finally is able to actually get the turret. Because of that teleport that they were able to get out of Immortals in their little Baron bait there.
Sea baiting as well. Oh, looks like they've pinged him back. He's waiting in the brush saying, if Rumble comes up a little too close. Now he sees that Dardoch is actually top side of the jungle. Puts on the Yomus and he's headed home. So this is now, you can see IMT having a bit of a moment to get in, but also saying we need to make sure that we don't just die trying to control those wards. P1 moving their vision back in here. Going to be a pretty good Baron fight, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if Immortals can actually pull off the dream combo, where they get Dardoch to be able to ult in on top of Arrow with the Orianna Shockwave and try and take down Draven. Currently, Arrow does have Flash, though. Plus, that Ghostblade he talked about, like that active is actually very useful in kiting, so he has quite a few options. Not to mention you can try and stand aside the Rengar out of the jump.
There's also just enough kind of wards slipped in each other, one in the pit, a few outside, just in their arrangement. Could allow for these sneaky engages if you can slip through the vision. Ryu looking to drop Belter with an engagement on the top.
High five! Whoa!
That
was a more powerful high five.
You blink, and you're done. Ryu taking down Belter immediately. Exhaust there. No ult from Belter, no summoners. So they have that to come back. As long as they can save off the Baron happening, it looks like P1's going to push anyway, so they may have some time.
Yeah, they're just buying alone time here for Zig. Pressure on bottom side. They know that Flame doesn't have teleport. They've already killed off Belter, so immediately transition into the Baron, and they should be able to burn this one down. Teleport's coming through. Immortals can go for like some super Ezreal ultimate. That would be the only thing. And no ult comes out, so there it is.
Ooh. A little late to the party. A nice attempt though. That mid turret staying up for B1. Stopping.
Let's take a look at this. He died completely. There was like maybe 0.5 seconds out of the charm. But Ryu bursting down pretty much inside of the TC there. And again, Ryu with these sitting in the fog of war, kind of classic bush, just waiting in brush with the Scuttle Crab, waiting up here beside the Gromp. He's really got an affinity with these jungle monsters. Embrace the spirit of Summoner's Rift.
In those moments he's in and out, you can see he's very calculated in how much damage he's going to do. He doesn't use his spells erroneously, in and out with what he needs to do, and it leaves the other team wondering.
Yeah, and a huge amount of burst, because he's gone for the extra spell penetration here with the mask on top of Sork's boots, and there's no magic resist on Belter. Going for the super, big shockwave carry filled with full AP. Baron buff push is gonna get counter initiation.
Arrow has to be safe as the caboose. Slingshot out, he leaves Zig on the equalizer by himself. Now into Arrow, they're gonna get the damage down, but the shield comes in from Stun as he just gets around the corner, but they lose their bot lane and top. The damage has to come now from Ryu. Meteos is just gonna be able to take it up on the outside, but he is actually able to get the kill on Cody's son with no escape. Ryu back, Orbit Deception returns, almost P1 picks up the quills, a quadra kill from Meteos. As all the damage dealers are down, he's up for the long fight.
Oh my goodness, he just racks them up there. Phoenix1 now with the Baron buff, that means you lose a tremendous amount here. Not only the mid lane, inhibitor and inhibitor, but top lane as well is pushing, so they can transfer right over that. Maybe they'll get another inhibitor turret. Sticking around for the other inhibitor would probably be too long. There's no teleport on Zig, so it would just be these 3 members doing it.
They have a monster shield to get out if they really get through bad situations. Looks like they just actually give a quick shield to Meteos, stay back, and P1, an explosive moment.
Yeah, let's take
after
another
making that Baron play happen.
Look at the start here, because it all starts off with an empowered Bola that Dardoch is able to land on Zig. And this is the opening that Immortals actually go for. The Dardoch has full charges, ults, and gets that empowered Bola on Zig, allowing both Flame and Phobelter to use their ults on him. However, then their big AoE ults are down, and even though they are able to get the dive there onto Arrow, look at Meteos, he's just racking up the kills. Boom, there's another double knockup into the splash. And then he's able to save Ryu on the engage here. From the Wolves as well, we're trying to take him down.
Level up. It is a dangerous game.
Ah, thank you. Knew it all along.
Three dragons now, or Drake's over to P1 to Ocean. It'll allow this team to hang around for quite some time as they mill about in the jungle. Allow Arrow to push up these waves. Meteos feeling pretty good, being able to basically stay at full health any moment he's out of combat. 5-1-3 for him in this game. And again, you know, looking at where it would go, there's obviously strong players on the team, but a team win from P1, once again, if they're able to get it. It seems like this team is very much able to come together when necessary here at the end of the season, and the pressure is on.
Yeah, definitely have to agree with that. Here goes Meteos again, setting up for the team fight, has a GA, so he can die multiple times.
Wild growth onto Ole, like we see these coming in as defensive spells each time now. Meteos using that. The team waits, another slingshot. You're not going to see that wild growth the second time around, and P1 follows on that secondary engage. 35 minutes in, P1 looking to go around the horn right now with a strong game 2. Immortals looking to bring it to a game 3 still, trying to stay alive. Bot lane's going to squish it down a little bit more, and it is Immortals getting strangled out here.
Phoenix1 incredibly happy about this. This series victory is going to get them closer to their end goal, which is getting one of those. Uh-oh.
Very nice. Shockwave into Equalizer, stunt low on the backline, could burn down, Arrow goes as well. Cody-san could get to the backline and start clearing up the fight, a kill coming in for Ryu, but the answers from Flame are burning down P1 right now. The triple kill coming in, a shutdown as well onto Ryu for the team from Cody-san. And Immortals keep the base alive for now. They gotta do some cleanup duty though.
They're not done yet. Immortals still fighting here, and they are able to defend for the time being. Now, all that's going to afford them is a lot of minion wave clearing. A Baron comes up in 1 minute and 25 seconds. We'll see if they actually take the risk of even leaving their base with 2 inhibitors down. Here's another look at the fight, though. Ryu lands the charm. Meteos goes in right on top of it, and it's a great equalizer from Flame. Look at this massive damage from Rumble on the front line. He basically takes all of them out on his own here. Takes out Zig then as well. And man, are they able to clean up in a very quick fashion. Then all the kills that they have to get onto the GA Zac through his passive, through that proc, definitely feel good for themselves. They're still in a pretty big gold lead hold, but the biggest thing is the double inhibitor pressure on top and mid with Baron coming up means that Phoenix1 have so many options, you know, for setting up around Baron, trying to pull Immortals around the map while the minions do a lot of work for them.
Baron's back up in 30. That also spawns with the Elder Drake. We are getting late into this one. A 6,000 gold lead now for Phoenix1. Starting to soar above the competition here at the end of the season. Looking at, as we said, C9 and TSM. So this momentum must be continuous for them as they face the top team.
Oh!
They're going to start off another fight on their own terms here. Wild growth. Used for Flame as he is already quite low, and that's how Immortals have found themselves in these fights, is somebody at 50%, somebody at 75%, and it's been enough for Meteos to say, let's go. Now on to Baron, second time for P1.
Well, right back off it. As soon as they see the Rengar ultimate, Dardoch wants to deliver that shockwave. See, this is really good shot calling by Phoenix1. They're waiting out this Rengar ultimate. Or they're trying to at least start
the
off.
brush jump, it's a little bit out of the brush. You can still use it. Equalizer's not going to hit anybody. Only splits the back line. They can still run around it. Meteos uses the Let's Bounce, but it's not much control. That time Flash, and he gets the elastic slingshot in. Pobelter does get the Blade of the Rune King on. He gets away even with the slow, and now he's on the front line, tries to get the shockwave down, but it fizzles. The damage does not come through, and P1 is starting to fire now into the base of Immortals. The long-range kiss of death coming in from Ryu, and the team finalizes the kill. They're going for the inhibitors. They're looking for Nexus turrets as they push in.
All right, Phoenix1 going to be able to close it out. 2-0 versus Immortals, and we keep talking about it, Rib. Their eyes are at the top of the North American LCS. They want that playoff bye.
Crazy what they've been able to do. They also have variety in a few positions on the team that we have been seeing new things in the Champion Select. And P1 looking good here in week 8 of the NALCS and looking like they could get even better as they take down Immortals.
Time and time again, it was the small things adding up for Immortals there. You know, the lane wards when you're against the Rengar coming down before he's able to get off an ult. The Scuttle Crab control, you know, the control wards that they're using to create these pockets of vision for Ryu to slip into when he gets these little assassinations. The team fight calls where they're patient, they immediately pull off Baron, try and wait out the offensive tools, and then go for the re-engages. It's all adding up for Phoenix1 here. Immortals this time around did have a much better showing. They were able to get a little bit going for themselves with some of that bottom lane counterplay, but in the end, Phoenix1 finally able to turn the tides there.
I think you kind of hit it in the beginning there, kind of on the mark with had Dardoch's number, were able to ward him out, as well as Champion Select trying to push Meteos back onto a different jungler. He got a comfort pick, and Dardoch ended up with Rengar once again, so that kind of also fizzled out in that aspect. Not a lot of the mid lane going their way. Ryu able to control both games. Jace over to that Ahri in the second gameplay, and like we said, that flex of the Jace coming in. Arrow to go to Draven, showing multiple 80 carries once again. I still want to see the Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
They didn't really get the Lulu too much, so I guess it has to be your taster's choice combination. Zig obviously very happy in the versatility. Obviously, P1 has to be happy to have a top laner like that. And a team that is at the top of the list is going to draw bans from other teams like TSM, like Cloud9, if they're really to make sure they can keep him down in one of those kind of I went off games, because it doesn't happen for him all the time, but he can play all those champions at a very good base level.
Especially if you have a jungler that's like, you know what, I just want to play my 3 favorite champions. That gives him room in Champion Select to be like, okay, we'll early pick a Meteos jungler, and then it's Arrow and it's Zig kind of picking up the Champion Select slack there. You get the versatility where they're like, okay, you know, we'll do flexible picks for Zig. You know, he can get the matchup he wants, and then Arrow's bringing out these other 80 carries. It's like, okay, I'll drop down to the second phase, no problem. Still perform quite well. It's very nice to see them kind of rally around each other like that. Really team game and team play here from Phoenix1.
Absolutely. And Immortals now are sitting, they were 7-8, now 7-9, 7-11 if they go for the final losses. Obviously, they're going to be looking at a few more games. That's CLG and Dignitas, definitely possible wins, but also teams that are surging here again at the back half of the split.
Yeah, the bottom of the standings right now, super exciting, fighting for this playoff race. CLG and Dignitas are two of the teams that are also fighting for that spot. So when they match up, definitely going to be high tension here. And again, we have to revisit the mental state, basically. Not tilting after losses, not letting the bad games or bad plays really get to you and tilt you for the next ones, because there's still room here. Everything is so close that you have to look forward, one step ahead at the next game that's on the map.
Absolutely, and things are going to be changing too. Buckle down on the scrim practices. Not that some teams actually kind of loosen up a little bit, make sure, like you said, that mentality is there for this last run for the teams. Now it's time to check in with Zyrene, who's got an interview with P1's bot lane carry.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.